Patty Christensen, hand CRPS lady, doing some family history. This one is my great aunt. So this was my mother's sister. She was my honorary mom. I spent summers with her. So even though she was, a couple generations up, I really thought the world of this woman. She's my idol. She's where I get my Southern sass from. Just love this gal. So when she was 91 years old, my mother went to her and had a little interview and said, tell me what you remember about your life. And this is what my great Aunt Virginia Parr, Aunt Jenny, had to say. I can remember when I was 9 years old going after the cows. We all had jobs around the farm. Mine was to bring the 57 head of cattle home every night. Our place was voted one of the 3 most beautiful in Buckingham County. It was more than 1,000 acres. And then there's parentheses. I think it was only 49. But, hey, never let the truth stand in the way of a good story. To continue, my mother, Vera Elder Cruz, was a living angel. We loved her so much. I was the last to sleep with her. When we kids were grown and we would go home, we always fought over who got to sleep with Mama, meaning sleep in the same bed. When Mama got sick and we went home to be with her, she let me sleep with her. Then she died. She was buried at the home place in Buckingham. My mama had 3 sisters. Emma was married to a policeman for 18 years. He cheated on her and they divorced. They didn't have any children. Comment from my mother saying she remembered visiting Aunt Emma as a very, very young girl with her mother and aunts. She was blind and she can remember her in a rocking chair in a little bedroom upstairs where she was boarded. She was very kind and smiled a lot. Okay, then we had Ella, who lived in Lynchburg, which is Campbell County, Virginia, and she had lots of kids. All right. Then she says, my dad was very religious. He was a deacon of the church. He was very strict. I tell all my children, you see that switch on the gun rack? Daddy wouldn't let the girls date until they were 19. Daddy never allowed alcohol in the house. My sister Maisie had a boyfriend named Elmo Goodman, whose mother had a great big farm in Cumberland Courthouse. When my daddy saw a pint of whiskey in Elmo's pocket, he told him, never come back. Maisie already had an engagement ring from Elmo, but that relationship ended that day. Daddy loved horses. He was a mailman after retiring from farming. He died at Dr. Morris's house. He stayed there after having his leg amputated for gangrene, as there were no hospitals out in the country. He was buried at the old home place in Buckingham. Now, this is Aunt Jenny's brief memories of her siblings. So this would be all of Vera's children. Otis was the oldest. He was very mean when he was drinking. He stayed to help on the farm after most kids had left. He married Jenny Hellard. One of his sons, Donald, became a minister. Russell never married. Most of the life, he worked on a farm in Bedford and died there. Bernard left home as a young teenager. No one in the family ever saw or heard from him again. Mama was heartbroken. Maisie, that's my grandmother. Maisie taught in a one-room schoolhouse in Buckingham. She never wanted anyone to know. I don't know why. She was so smart. She was the first to go to college in our family. She went to the State Teachers College, now Longwood College, which I've been to, in Farmville. Minnie. When my little sister Minnie died, they say Mama cried and cried and cried for many days. Her death was blamed on eating green apples. She's buried at the home place in Buckingham with her parents. There's a rock that I will recognize, the Minnie rock. Okay, George died in a Richmond hospital. He married Elizabeth Stager and had 5 children. 2 of his daughters are teachers. George Jr. worked in Lynchburg. So that's the memories of my great aunt, Ginny, Virginia Parr.